This is my presentation about the research, and the title is ESL Teaching Problem with Different Approaches and Teaching Methodologies. Um, I want to start to talk about the general background about this one. This is the ESL teaching problem with different approaches and teaching methodologies. These days, English is more international language than before. There is demand from the student a special background to master it well. Mastering English is a goal for many students who want to succeed later. In different countries, the governments have programs to be taught in second language. It shows that teaching English is a very important thing. There are some opinion about of teaching English as second language. It doesn't have to impact to achieve what the students want to learn about English. Today, the developed method is relevant to help students grasp a second language. To support this process is necessary design materials according to the approaches we'll teach. Okay. The significance of the study. Significance of the study, the main reason behind the research work is to make sure we all work for a betterment of the overall learning experience on this group so that they can actually have much broader understanding as well as more positive experience. It is also important to students have the chance of take advantage of the new initiatives to stimulate their learning by following the stand guidelines for ESL. What the CEFR can do is stand on central point reference itself, open to advance further development in activate international system or cooperative instruction who cumulative experience and experience produce solid structures of the understanding and practice shared by John Trim. Previous studies. When it comes to SACs, analysis of the methodology proven is foreign language teaching, whatever ICT, information or communication technology, is a solution. The mention is that oftentimes different approaches to language teaching become nothing more than temporarily fancy and integrative methods. However, he also argued that since its advent of communicated approaches and more possibility to communicate the student center rather than the teacher center approach, the learning process turned out to be somewhat more effective. Such an approach allowed the learner to take a more particular role in the whole learning process, and thus has facilitated the implementation of methodologies with more affinity toward the CFRL. Theoretical framework. In the construction of the methodology, it is necessary to address different aspects. First, the teacher must reflect on one learning strategy will have to be implemented that will inspire students to contextualize what they have learned through questions regarding the environment in which we live in order to meet their need for an effective communication in English as second language. Methodology. According to Brolin, explain the methodology is the complete structure of research study, the size of sample methods, the practice and techniques utilized to collect data and process to analyze data. Number two, teaching approaches. It's necessary that language educators must devise and implement new teaching challenges, strategies. Number three, L2 defined by Norquist. Second language is any language that a person uses other than a first language of or native language. Research hypothesis. The research we plan to conduct seeks precisely to find the correction that corroborates our hypothesis that the students' perception regarding to the actual use they will eventually give to the language in their professional future has to do with how motivated they are the study, and the participation must have been generated by the same enormous methodologies that have been used today, which present students from seeing the importance of learning a second language like English for the future. Finally, Explorer, sorry, furthermore is ordered to empower the students to achieve the mastery of second language. It is imperative to address the many motivation aspects that have been identified as those that most directly influence the final results. This study aims to make a great contribution in this regard. Is I mean to identify those factors which is come to check our hypothesis could be directly addressed, thus improving the teaching learning process. It is a significant way. Number one, interactive innovative education resources. Number two, the use of technology aids for language uh, learning. And number three, the implementation direction according to the European framework of language reference. Okay, this is my contribution for this activity. Thank you. Bye.